You get that sisterly care. Oh, step-sisterly care. What are we talking about here? Hey, yo, look at this one. Probably gonna be one of those cards that are going to get reduced to 1 in the future. The new purple color is here for the Gundam trading card game. But before we get into it, I recently had to move due to my last apartment flooding, and then recently I learned that my dog's in very, very poor health right now. All I ask is if you hit that like and subscribe button, but if you want to take it a step further, go ahead and leave a super thanks. Or you can actually leave a donation using the link in the description down below. Appreciate you guys. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the cards. Purple is that faction that kind of works in the graveyard and also deals damage to its own units in order to gain a benefit. Oh, and it also has like the suppression keyword where it deals double damage to your opponent's shields. So let's go ahead and get into this base hammerhead here. It says if it is your turn and a friendly Taiwan's Link unit is in play, choose one enemy unit with a 2 or less AP and destroy it. Man, if that said HP, this card would be absolutely crazy, but at least it's good enough to start clearing up their low end kind of guys. So if Purple's looking for a way to start clearing up an aggressive board, this can be very helpful. Being able to kill a unit and also make a base is pretty nice. And here we have the Frieden. It is a level 2 base 0-5 still. That's pretty interesting. But it says when it's destroyed, place the top 2 cards of your deck into your trash. Now, like I said, purple kind of works in its trash, so getting more stuff in your trash and being able to take them out is pretty good. There may be effects in purple that we may see in this set or maybe later on in the future where if cards are trashed from your deck, then effects will trigger. That's kind of usually seen in Bandai card games. Overall, I think this card is actually pretty good if you were to use it in the sense of let's go ahead and have an early base to play against an aggressive player rather than waiting until usually turn 3. In order to drop a base here. Alright, onward to the hybrid cards. Now, not a lot of decks use hybrid cards, but let's see if purple's going to change that for us. So we have Robe Loi, the Comrades Come First card. So it says main, if there are 7 or more cards in your trash. Okay, so that's what purple's going to be trying to do here. Choose one friendly vulture unit. During this turn, it may choose an active enemy unit that is level 4 or lower as its attack target. So I'm not gonna lie, that is a really strong main effect, but you do have to have a unit. It has to be vulture, and of course you have to have that threshold. So at least once you get there, you can pretty much use this as a kill card. So I do like that. We're gonna have to see what the vultures actually do when it comes into attacking these units. Will they have reach? Will they have first strike? We'll have to see. Oh, now this is a pretty cool looking card here. So we have the Familial Devotion from Witzu. It says main action, choose one friendly vulture unit. It gains +2 AP during this turn. So pretty standard effect. It's similar to like the Tiger card from the Zaf set, so I'm not too mad about it. But like I said, hybrid cards aren't usually played, so we'll have to see. So his name is Usei Go. Either he's selling it or he's showing it off here. So it's Norba Shino, and it says main action, choose one damaged friendly unit. It gains +2 AP this turn. So similar to the last one. The last one has to choose vulture. It seems like the Tekadon faction here, as long as they have a damage friendly unit, they are able to give it +2, you know, buffs like that. This card is not too bad. I do like that it's on action, so it can be like that kind of combat trick as well. Oh yeah. Alright boys, we get that sisterly care. Oh, step-sisterly care. What are we talking about here? So we have Amida Arca. It says main action, if a friendly Taiwan's Link unit is in play, choose one enemy unit with 2 or less AP and destroy it. Is it worth paying 2 to destroy a unit that has 2 or less AP? Now again, if this card said HP, it would be so much stronger, but maybe if you link this up with white, I think a lot of the Gjallarhorn cards bring down a lot of AP, and of course the unforeseen incident that everyone loves here brings your AP down, and being able to put it in range of that sisterly care, we'll have to see. But overall, if any of you guys have copies of these cards, I'm definitely taking them. On the other spectrum, we have the Tradwife here, and our first command card says momentary respite. It says burst, draw 1. Those are pretty alright. I'm not really mad at those bursts. I like that. And it says main, choose one purple pilot card from your trash, add it to your hand. Holy crap. Yeah, this card is really, really good. This is going to be like a staple purple card for probably forever. I can see it right now. This is probably going to be one of those cards that are probably going to get either reduced to 1 in the future, because being able to choose essentially any, it says any purple pilot. Good thing it doesn't say any pilot. Maybe it'll be a stronger version in the future, but I feel like this card is going to be one of the things you need to keep in the back of your mind as long as you play purple. Sometimes people might just tech purple along with some purple pilots just because they can be able to get them back. And having this card in your hand, always knowing that you may be able to choose the correct link in the, you know, later on in the mid game or late game is really good, especially if you're controlling or filling up your graveyard. Yo, and here we have the Gundam X command card, decisive last resort. So pretty much, I don't know, I never watched this series, but I know that Gundam X is probably one of the strongest Gundams in all of the Gundam universes. So we're gonna go ahead and see if that's reflected in this card here. So it's burst. Choose one enemy unit that is level 3 or lower, deal 2 damage to it. That's an alright burst. Just being able to shoot something. Granted, it is a level 3 or lower, but being able to deal 2 damage to it. Usually a lot of level 3s lowers only have 2 life, so that's not too bad here. But it says main, choose 6 purple units cards from your trash and exile them from the game. Oh, so we have a new zone. The exile zone is actually in the game now. Okay, so remove from play. If you do, choose one enemy unit, destroy it. Yo, just straight up kill it. I like that. Oh, and it's level 5 too. But it does say choose 6 purple units from your trash. So that is a big ask, but just being able to just knock out anything that's a really bad problem. So when you get into the really late game, this card is going to pretty much solve anything. A Wing Gundam that's a 9/9 or whatever the big numbers is. Yep, we're getting rid of that. No problem at all. Oh, look at this Sailor Moon card. Okay, so it's Command Awakened Power. Main, choose one unit card that is level 5 or lower from your trash. Pay its cost to deploy it. Oh crap, this is actually not too bad. It is level 6, but you know, it says level 5 or lower. So you're technically playing something that's like lower than the level that you currently are, but you're paying 2. You're probably going to have 4 left, but that's really good. Like sometimes you get something that's very situational, and it says choose one unit, so it doesn't even need to be anything specific. So it can be a unit with blocker, it could be a unit with a good deploy effect, you know, that you need at that moment, or just like a unit and you have the pilot in your hand. There's so many things you can do with this. But overall, I think this card is going to be excellent. This is probably going to be a card that's going to get an alt art. We'll have to see. That's just my guess. I haven't seen any of the alt arts yet, guys. Don't spoil it for me. But I think this one's going to get one. Oh man, this should look like she's from Digimon. Look at this. So we have a first pilot here. So it says when linked, you may choose one vegan. Wait, vegan? Okay, vegan unit card that is level 2 or lower from your trash. Pay its cost to deploy it. That's pretty cool. So when you play this card, so when you attack shit, you are able to bring a unit back as long as you have it set up, which you probably will if you're probably focusing purple. They're really gunning for you playing as many purple cards as possible, because you're going to want to of course put cards in your trash. I think the other color that complements purple really well as of right now, and you guys probably already guessed it, is the white color, because in white you cycle a lot, and that really helps at least control the cards that go into the graveyard. All right, let's move on to the next pilot here. Hey yo, look at this one. That's pretty cool. So Laughter, did I say that right? Laughter Franklin is a Taiwan's pilot. So it says attack. If this unit is damaged and is level 5 or lower, it gains high maneuver during this battle. Yo, this is a really good. Why is this not rare? Oh, they didn't want to make this foil for anyone? Oh, that kind of sucks. I wonder if this is going to get auto art too. I'm thinking. But attack if this unit is damaged. So that's pretty good. And it's level 5 or lower, and it doesn't have to be a Taiwan specific unit. I feel like this is going to be one of those game ender cards, guys. I don't know. It's just really how you control the damage on your guys. It's going to be kind of scary. People looking at a purple board and there's damaged units. Anytime Laughter can drop down and just be that high maneuver, you know, unit here. It does say level 5, so they're trying to tame it, but just having essentially high maneuver forever can be really strong. I'm imagining a board, of course, where you can play this with white and you're using white for blockers, and then you have this damaged purple Barbados, for instance, and just constantly attacking you. I feel like this is definitely going to be one of the problem purple cards. This is a really strong card here, guys. I'm definitely going to want to play around with this one and also put it in the deck. All right, on the more tame side of things here, so we have the pilot Gerard Rand and Tifa Ado. So this is pretty cool. So we have one of those cards, kind of like a Digimon, where there's 2 pilot names here, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work as 2 different ones. So if there's a unit perhaps that says it works with Tifa Ado as a link, this would fulfill that. So for its effect, it says when paired, you may discard 1. If you do, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal 1 Vulture unit card from among it and add it to your hand. Return the remaining to the bottom in any order. So that's pretty good. So simply just putting this on there, being able to cycle essentially, and cycle for a top 3, and you just can select, but it has to be Vulture. So this is one of those cards where if you top 3 pilots in the command card, that's gonna just be awful, because it does say Vulture unit. I wish it said Vulture card, but maybe in the future, you know how bad they are. Overall, I like this. You know, 1-2 stats, I respect that, and just being able to play it and still get something doesn't really react to the board too much, but getting that card that you may need is pretty good as well. Gundam Barbados third form. Look at that. Massive cannon. I still gotta check out this series. So it's a 3-5 for only a level 4 2 cost. That's crazy. Holy crap. So it says deploy, deal 2 damage to this unit. Oh, okay. So that's a detriment there. Man, that makes it even good. So it'll be a 3-3 essentially with 2 damage on it. So that means cards like the pilot we just went over, it's automatically going to be able to give this guy high maneuver. Now, I don't think she's a Tekadon trait. Yeah, she's a TriloG trait here, so she won't be able to give it link, but being able to give it high maneuver the turn immediately after is pretty good. And of course, all the cards that work with this, I think this is going to be one of the stronger Gundam Barbadoses just because you don't have to find that extra source of getting damage on it. It essentially just comes with it. The only detriment is it is a 3-3 at that point, but at the same time, you're probably going to make it like a 5-3 when you attack with it, and it also has link, so we're still good there, boys. Alright, here we have a 2-3 purple card as a level 2, cost 2. Not too bad. That is a crazy picture. Whatever this thing, the back toe is, you gotta think about how strong that hand is to lift up an entire mobile suit. It's crazy. Okay, this one looks kind of crazy here. So we have a level 2 1 cost, but it's a 2-3. Alright, that's crazy stats there. And it says this unit can't choose the enemy player as its attack target. Alright, so you can't deal damage to your opponent, so it's not a really aggressive, so this is more of an anti-aggro card. Just because it can attack your opponent's base. And the reason why I say it's anti-aggro, if you think about it, guys, so everyone's going to probably play those 2-2s. So they drop a 2-2, and you drop this guy. You can drop 2 of these, the same tempo as them, and you can attack into both of theirs, and your 2 is going to stay alive, and you can restand and attack into them again. So this can be pretty strong. Sure, after you kill the first one, they can probably gun tank onto you, but that's fine. This is a pretty good card. I wonder if every color is going to get a card like this, or just some colors will. We'll have to see. Alright, so we have a level 1 1 cost 1-2 in Janus Custom. This looks like a beefy boy. I would think he had more, he'd be like a 1-3 just because of like how thick it looks, but I think it has a mustache too. This is a pretty interesting looking unit. The Gundam Leopard. That's pretty cool. So level 5, beefy boy here. So it's during your turn while there are 7 more. Okay, so if you have that threshold, this unit can't receive effect damage from enemy commands. That effect is trash. You have to wait until you have the threshold in order to probably stop yourself from being killed by red cards. I'm not really sure, but at the same time, if red proves to be like the color that this deck kind of hates, then maybe we put this in. But I think we just put this guy in just because he's one of our main vulture cards. But being a level 5 4 cost and only being a 4-4, don't really like that. I usually a 4-5 is usually the stats I prefer at that level. Gundam Air Master, that looks pretty cool. That looks like the same kind of transformation as Gundam Wing, and pretty much the same stats as Gundam Wing, but it just doesn't give you a resource. So we have a 3-3, and it's a link. So that's a really good card here. I like cards like this. And we have another vanilla unit as a TriloG unit link, 3-4 at that cool level 4 and only 2 costs. So of course, if you're playing TriloG, I feel like you throw 4 of these in your deck because it just feels really good being able to drop 2 of these back to back. It isn't a 4-3, but a 3-4 is still pretty good. And the cool thing about this card is, since it does have 4 in the toughness, it has more survivability to be able to have damage on it. Okay, and of course you want to use that pilot that gives it high maneuver. That's the thing you want to do. Yo, this thing looks really cool. So we have another TriloG unit here. Same level, same cost, 3-3. It says when paired with a purple pilot, so any purple pilot, if there are 3 more TriloG or Tekadon cards in your trash, oh, that's pretty cool. Choose one enemy unit with 3 or less AP and rest it. So purple does have like this conditional resting, just like blue. Blue's more like, is literally based on its HP, but purple is usually based off AP from what it seems like so far. So just being able to pair it and just rest it as long as you have that threshold, it's pretty cool. And also I like to point out that this card says TriloG and Tekadon cards, so it doesn't say anything about it being a pilot or unit, so I do like that. Ooh, another Gundam Leopard. So that's weird how we have 2 of them in play this time. They're not different modes, just okay. So level 5 or 4 cost, I think that's similar. So it says deploy. If you have the threshold, choose one enemy unit link that is level 4 or lower and rest it. Okay, this is way better. This is way better than the other card. But it does go with the Robe Loy. Okay, so it does have the named link, so it's not any vulture, but it is still a 4-4. But this is just so much better. So if you have that threshold, it's kind of almost like having like a mini ammo array without having to have the pair. So I like that. All right, here we have the Gundam Air Master, and it's a 4-3 with blocker. That's pretty interesting, and it has a link too. It has everything that we liked here. Yep, this is gonna be a staple in early vulture decks. The Ryusu Go. All right, so here's that one that he was showing off here. So of course he goes with him. Oh, it says any Tekadon trait was the link here. Okay, so it's a deploy. Choose one of your units, deal 1 damage to it. If you do, draw 1, then discard 1 card. I'm not mad at this. I like the cycles on a unit. This kind of reminds me of the Strike Dagger. I think the Strike Dagger is level 4, and it just simply just draws a card, discards a card. But since this is lower level, it has to do something a little bit different. But quite honestly, being able to choose your guys and deal 1 damage to it, you're pretty much setting up some other plays, like that high maneuver card, or any kind of like Barbados where you deal 1 damage or set it up for plus AP. So this card is just really strong. It is a Tekadon, and linked with any Tekadon. Yeah, its stats aren't really that good for its level, but we're looking for its utility, so I think this is a pretty strong card. So here we have the ZS. This is Desogalet's unit here. So it says, during pair, while attacking, you may choose one of your other units, destroy it. Oh, that's rough. If you do, choose one enemy unit that is level 4 or lower, deal 2 damage to it. Okay, so this immediately makes me think, run this with the new uni guys. Okay, because they're going to be making a lot of tokens. You don't want to sacrifice your units you played from your hand, or maybe run it with the white base card, pay 2, make a unit, and then sacrifice it, you know, after you attack with it, hopefully. I feel like this is going to be a fun deck to try to figure out. Yo, Gundam X, this artwork looks pretty insane. So it says, during pair, Vulture Pilot. So any Vulture Pilot destroyed, choose one Vulture unit card that is level 5 or higher from your trash, added to your hand. Oh, or higher. That's pretty cool. So this is one of those cards where if you're playing purple, maybe with some white, and you're setting up your graveyard, you're usually going to be tossing your high level cards because it's too early in the game. But of course, when you get into the middle game, playing Gundam X, when it dies, it'll go ahead and bring back your late game back to your hand, so you can go ahead and go into it. It does have to have that pair, and it just gets a unit and it has to set it up. So overall, its strength is kind of low because it does need a lot of setup. Okay, this one looks amazing. Yes, it's a legendary rare. So level 5, 4 cost is a 3/5, A5 toughness blocker, and it says deploy. Choose one of your units and one enemy unit, deal 1 damage to them. This is another one of those setup cards here, not too bad. And being able to just deal 1 ping damage just by playing it without having to, you know, pair with anything, I like that. This is similar to the pilot that you get from the purple starter deck, and that one proves pretty good. So probably in the same deck, this would be kind of crazy. So like mono purple ping, think about it, guys. And of course, we're going to have Barbados here as the other legendary rare, level 3, 2 cost. Look at that art, man. It looks like he's been fighting forever. The armor is shredded off, and he's about to end it for that graze on the bottom. So it says, attack if this unit is damaged, draw. Holy crap. Yo, this card is excellent. I like that. It has to be damaged. So you definitely have to set it up yourself in order to be able to get the draw card. If you get the Mikazuki on this guy, you can choose it as, you know, as it getting damaged. And from that point on, every time it attacks, it draws a card. So you got to get rid of this guy immediately if this thing is online. But it really depends on the deck, on like how often it's going to be able to be online. Even if you get 1 card off this card is pretty good. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. We have the last one, Gundam X, level 7. Oh man, that artwork looks pretty crazy. I wonder if he just kills everyone. Is that what he's going to do? Okay, let's go ahead and check out this effect here. So suppression, yes, so it has suppression. This is during link, during your turn, while there are 7 more cards in your trash, all of your other Vulture units get +2. I like that. It has to be linked, it has to be specifically linked with the Gerard Rand, and we all know how good the +1 AP is from Gundam Amuro, and this being able to give everyone +2 is going to be kind of nutty. Yes, it has to be Vultures, so we're gonna have to really see how this mono Vulture deck works out. I don't know which kind of purple deck I want to play. Do I want to play Tekadon, Vulture, or do I want to play the Taiwas? In the comments down below, let me know which purple cards you are most interested in, which faction you're interested in, what kind of style of deck you're going to be going for. Are you going to be playing purple? Are you going to mix it with a different color? Let's go ahead and have a conversation. Before we get out of here, guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And of course, if you're feeling generous, go ahead and check out the description down below for those links. I know life can be hard out there, guys, but keep your head up, keep moving forward, and most importantly, let nothing stop you. Peace out, guys.